Hey everybody, this is Eric.
This is Glenda.
We are D&D Miniature and Board Games. Hey, if you want to hear about Guards of Atlantis 2, stay tuned. So, Guards of Atlantis 2. We got this preview copy a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, with the current state of affairs in the world, most of our team could not get together.
Took us a while to form a team and be able to play the game. We were so excited when we got it, but then, nobody can leave, so...
Now, Glenn and I did play this several times as like a two-player game, which it is designed as a 2-on-2 up to 5-on-2, so 4 to 10 players. The actual game itself isn't really designed for 2 people, but it actually plays pretty well as a 2-player game.
Correct. Two characters each for 2 players.
And then we were able to get a couple other people together so we could do the 2-on-2. And
as it's meant to be.
Yeah, I see the differences in the 2-2 to playing just one person against one person. So let's just do a little bit of a few basics here about the game. If you're looking at it now, this is the basic setup of the game. You have your minions in the center, your heroes on the sides. The basic idea of the game is to defeat all the minions or kill the heroes a certain amount of times. You do have 4 respawns, or you can have more or less depending on how long you want the game to go. You do have the tidal wave tokens here, which every time you push to a different zone by wiping out all the minions, you take one of these away. If you have 3, the third push, whoever wins the third push is the winner of the game. The basic idea, though, is to kill enough minions to push, and then kill the minions to push into basically the throne of the other player.
Correct. So you're basically taking over. You're the Guards of Atlantis!
Now, this does come with, I believe it was 22 different figures. Now, I was actually surprised in the preview game that they sent us. They actually sent us all the 22 characters.
Thank you for that.
You'll notice if you would... while you were looking down, you'll notice that there were no dice in this game. This is not dice-driven. This is a deck builder.
Not at all. So if you're looking for one, this is not a game. This is a card-driven game.
So while you're setting up, you do have, and if you look at the cards, you'll have a Roman numeral 1 at the top, or a couple of them don't have any Roman numerals.
Which are symbols.
And then you have, I believe it's 6 of level 2s. And 6 of level 3, and then a level 4 card. So what transpires here is the level 1s and the ones that don't have Roman numerals, these are your beginning cards. Those are what you start out with, and you play in a sequence, and I'm just grabbing a dashboard here. You start off and you actually have 4 turns. Now you notice you have 5 cards here. Well, you may want to defend against an attack, so you'll use one of those cards to defend. But it also gives you a little bit of choices of which way you want to, how you want to move, how you want to attack, and what different effects you want for your character.
Correct.
You'll also notice on the bottom of these dashboards, which was kind of cool. Actually, Glenn and I didn't notice this. Troy noticed this while we were playing. That down at the bottom here, it shows the strengths and weaknesses of the character. So you can look and see, well, this guy's really ferocious in attacking, but he doesn't move real well, or his defense isn't as good.
Very bad.
So you can kind of pick and choose what way you want, or what type of character you want. Or if you're playing in a team setting, your team can pick, well, this guy's strong at attacking, this guy's a support, this guy is kind of can move real fast. And they have a lot of
characters. So actually, as a team effort, you can choose a character that complement each other. The weakness of one is the strength of the other. So that would help out with the team. And like we said, there's so many characters to choose from, and you can just pick, because like we said, it's all cards. So you need a stronger card.
And when you're talking about the cards, back to the options with those is you've got your initiative.
Correct.
And then down here, you've actually got different choices you can do. You can do the primary or secondary. This one can either be a movement card of 3, or you can go ahead with the special part of the card. And some of these are, you have defense, which is the green, the red is the attack, and the blue is the skill. And then you just have 2 extra. And these will always be in your hand. But as you start to level up, let's say you decide you're going to level up to level 2 in your attack. So you're going to take the level 1 card out. One of these cards is going to go in your hand, because you'll always have 5 cards in your hand. The other card, though, say we decide to put that level 2 there, the backstab, and we have our dashboard here. On the bottom here, it gives you a plus to the initiative, or this was a plus to defense. So you look up here and you're going to see that you have attack, defense, initiative, and then range, movement, and radius. So with this being a +1 to initiative, you would stick that under your dashboard right there. And now, every time, say you put this as a turn 1, you have initiative of 9. Well, actually, it's an initiative of 10 because you have that plus initiative there.
So basically, just like, all games, when you level up, you have a choice of better defense or better attack or, initiative. So it's actually pretty good.
And there's different ways of going about winning this. You can do it by pushing the minions. You can do it by winning the third push, or how many ever pushes you decide to have in the game. And you can also do it by defeating the heroes a certain amount of times, depending on if you have 3 respawns, 4, 5. You can set the tone and the length of this game by how many titles, how many respawns you have. Now, the initial setup in the rule set that we got was, I believe it was 3 tidal waves and 4 respawns. As we played this game, we did notice it is extremely well balanced.
It is,
The actual playthrough, which if you guys take time to watch, in the end, the final push was done, but we were down to, we killed the others. One side was able to get it down to, they couldn't kill that last minion, but the one team did kill all the minions on the other side. It was the difference between 1 minion of the win or lose, or kind of like a tie.
So we were able to, actually, like you said, it was a balanced game all throughout. It's not like just one team won, it's actually, well, how many waves was that? We finished the whole thing.
That was the 3rd push.
Yeah, the 3rd push, and yep, it's pretty balanced.
Now, for those of you who are familiar with our reviews, this is actually more of a preview for this game, because this is not the final product.
Correct.
But I have got to say, for a demo game, the figures are very nice, very well detailed, and I will do a few 360s. You're probably seeing them now of some of these characters, including some of the minion characters. The artwork on the cards, I was...
What are we talking about?
Huh?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I was very impressed with the artwork on these cards, and every set, you've got a different deck of cards for every character.
As you open this alone, the board, oh my god, it's so impressive. It's just, it's supposed to be a demo, and it's final product, and it's like a 10. It's really good.
Now, this also was a Guards of Atlantis 2, which means you have Guards of Atlantis. So, some of the things probably aren't a lot different from the original game. It's the way that, from what I've come to understand, some of the ways that the gameplay has changed. And if I recall from looking at the Kickstarter pledge, which launched today, you have different pledge levels, but one of them is you can just pledge to get the upgrade from Guards of Atlantis to Guards of Atlantis 2. It also has a downloadable rule book, which we did get a rule book, the demo rule book.
Good copy.
And it's actually pretty well written. There's a couple things, but of course it is for demo purposes. It's not a final edition of their rule book.
Yeah, it was really good from the beginning to the end. We can itemize it or just...
No, it's a It's a demo rule book. It's not a final. It's not a final product.
That's true. And then the rule book, we were able to play it so
Very easily, actually.
easily. And like I have said, this is a lot of people probably have played a game like this, and I believe this is my first time to play a game like this. I mean, I've played a lot.
What, the
throughout
totally
the
card driven?
years. No, it's not just that, but the mechanics of the game and what you're aiming to do.
Ah.
You know, we're so used to either you know, so many other mechanics on the game. This is just different. Like I said, I have never played anything exactly like this. You know, there's so many games. Sometimes, you know, there's similarities on the mechanics, but this is the first time, and I thought it's very interesting. And it's not like I'm gonna play it once and I'm not gonna play it again. You know, it is really, it's gonna draw you to play it again.
Well, you know, you've rolled into a replayability factor. Replayability, it's card driven. It's gonna change every time because you may pick one of your phase twos one time, then one of your phase twos the other.
Exactly.
You could go to a whole new character because, like I said, I believe there's like 22 playable characters.
So many cards.
And then, like, your characters are so much different too because
Correct.
we played with the ones that were the core. But then
You have the advanced.
we also started jumping into some of the advanced ones, and I took the one that you could enrage, but you had to lose a turn to enrage him. But enraged, he was powerful.
He's just gonna say, "I'm just gonna enrage."
Yeah. Well, I had to drop the card to do it, but
Exactly. But exactly. So, replayability wise, like you said, every level was a 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, you're gonna have to choose which one you want, you need, and you know, you're gonna have to think how your opponent would strategize on that level. You know, so yeah.
And if I may add, also, what's going to help the rest of your team?
Correct, because it's a team effort, really. You really get to talk and say.
You gotta work with it. You gotta work with each other. This is
Correct,
not individual.
But it's not perfection, but it's a team effort.
But overall fun, I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed it every time I played it.
Yeah, I really did too. Like I said, at first it was new to me, and then when we play again and again, then realize, oh, okay, this is how it's work, and it works, or how it's played. It will draw you into that. Especially there's this how am I gonna say this? In defeating the minions, it's not hard. You know, it's just it's actually tuk tuk tuk. It's actually fun.
But it's the movement getting to them
Correct,
to defeat
getting
them.
to it.
Because you've got to choose. Am I going to move? Am I going to attack?
And there's not a lot of boot movements here. It's like 1, 2. You know, so that's what you need to think about on your next move. No dice, all cards. And once you pull that card for that particular level, this is what you're going to play.
Now, I have seen also already in the comment sections for the Kickstarter, and we touched on this at the start of the video, is people are asking, well, can we play this 2-player? Can we play one-on-one? You can.
Of course, definitely.
It is designed as a team effort. It is designed for 2 people on each side, 3 people on each side, 5 people on each side. Can you play it one-on-one? Yes. Glenda and I played one-on-one several times. It is enjoyable. It is different every time.
Correct.
You can do it.
Just don't forget who you're playing on that turn.
But
it's playable however you want to do it. One-on-one is just as fun as, and I bet that's true. More people. That's
the more
fun.
people, because you just don't know what your teammates, though you're going to talk, they could do stuff and you're just going, why are you doing that?
Well, they have a reason to do it.
And they do.
Okay.
But sometimes what you're planning can totally get turned around by what your teammate does. And you've got to react and help out with what they're doing.
Correct.
And that's what's fun about this is you're playing cooperatively with other players as a team because you're only running technically one hero when you're playing it the regular way.
Correct.
And when you're running one hero, each turn there isn't a lot that a hero can do.
Exactly.
It can move. It can attack. Some of the special cards let you move and attack. It can do a defense aura. It can do stuff that causes it so that you can't, and everybody within a certain radius can't be attacked around you.
And even though you plan your move, remember the initiative is a big factor. It's really a big factor. Excuse me. You have a plan in your mind. This is what I'm going to do, and here you go, the initiative. I'm going to be the first one based on my card, and that's not what I plan to do. So that right there is for playability. Surprise too.
And sometimes you're thinking you're going to be the first player, then all of a sudden you don't realize the other person on the other side has +3 initiative to their play, their character, because they built that initiative or defense up.
So how much they have and all that, but the entire game was well thought of. Stick to the name, and everything else, the components, it's
especially for, like we said, a demo
really
version.
Good. Yes,
for a demo version,
definitely. Oh my God,
these are really well done. So
it's gonna last. These materials are gonna last for sure.
Hey, we'd like to thank Designa Games for sending us this demo
awesome.
copy. We really enjoyed it, and until we get, because I actually pledged on an all-in for this today, until we get our final copy, we will continue to be playing this game because we actually enjoyed it. And I'm actually waiting until the rest of our team can come over, and we can actually do one with the regular team.
The regular.
the regular boys.
The boys who are in hiding right now.
As always, support your local gaming. We support
Discover Games, Fayetteville, Georgia.
Game on, everybody.
Game on.